Hey everyone, Brian with Mortgage Atlanta. It's time for another mortgage tip. And today I want to talk to you on how to pick the right lender. Very, very important when you're buying a house or you're thinking about refinancing. And the number one thing I tell people is you want to get a referral from someone. It's always a good idea to have someone who's worked with this particular lender in the past. So if you have a referral to a particular lender, that's where I would start. Number two, you want to research the lender that you're working with or that you're talking to. A great way to do that is to look online for reviews. Google reviews is usually a place that I look when I'm working with companies, and that's a good place to look for a mortgage company as well. When you're working with the lender, you want to make sure the lender is going to give you options. A lot of lenders out there just say, here's the rate, here are the numbers, take it or leave it. And you want to work with someone who's going to show you different options. This is especially important on a purchase because you want to know whether it makes sense to pay points, not pay points, what it looks like with the seller paying closing costs, without the seller paying closing costs. You want to see all of these things, and you want to work with a lender who can produce a document that shows you those things and lets you know what your transaction is going to look like. You also want to not be as focused on interest rate. Now, I tell everyone interest rate is the sexy part of the loan. It's the one thing that everyone always talks about. What did you get as your rate? What did you get as your rate? What did you get as your rate? And I think that while it is very, very important, I also think it's not the most important thing. So why is that? Because not every scenario needs the lowest interest rate. Let me give you a scenario right now I'm working on. I have a client right now who's looking to buy a house. They have exactly 5% for their down payment and they don't have $1 more. So how are they going to buy this house? Well, they're going to take a slightly higher interest rate, which is going to cost them maybe $20 or $30 more per month, but they're not going to pay any closing costs for the mortgage. So they're going to be able to buy their house versus not being able to buy their house. So you want, again, options to see whether it makes sense. I also saw the other day a quote from another client who was thinking about going with one of the big box lenders, but the problem with their scenario was that there was 1.5 points on the mortgage to save 0.25% in interest rate. So it was only saving them a few dollars a month compared to ours, but it was costing them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more. Their break-even point was so far out, it didn't make sense. So again, you want a lender to show you options with points, without points, and let you decide and discuss the option. And then the last and probably the most important thing when working with a lender is you want to make sure the person is reachable. And reachable via the communication method that you prefer, whether it's text message, email, or a phone call. Because when it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday and you have a question and you're negotiating with your seller, you need to be able to call your mortgage company and find out how that negotiation is going to affect your mortgage. So if you want someone who checks all those boxes, give us a shout at Mortgage Atlanta. Thanks.